So, welcome to my first Premiership preview. We are on Matchday 4. Now, I know what you're thinking, why are we starting on Matchday 4? Well, mainly because I'm back at uni now, so it's easier to do these sort of things. Like, I've got no sort of space at home. So, I've got a new room now, so yeah. Okay, let's start with my boys, West Ham United. We are away to Everton at Goodison Park on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Now, Everton are our bogey team. Since we beat them in 2007 in the Great Escape season, we've only beaten Everton twice, and that was over the last few seasons. First time was at Goodison Park when we beat them 3-2, and the last time that we played Everton, we beat them 3-1. On the last day at the Olympic Stadium, which was Moyes' and Allardyce's last game. So, since we beat Everton in 2007, we have won 2, drawn 6 and lost 12. So, Everton are the bogey team. They're the team that it's never really fun to play against, because it doesn't really end well for us. Now, Everton are one of the 5 Premiership teams that are unbeaten, so they haven't had a loss at all this season. While West Ham are the only team in the top 4 English leagues that have not got a single point yet. Now for some team news, Theo Walcott may be back after some concerns over an injury over the past week, but apparently he is fit to play, and Richarlison is serving his last match of his 3-match suspension, which he got against Bournemouth 3 weeks ago. As for West Ham, Jack Wilshere will not be featuring as he had an ankle problem in training during the week, so it doesn't look that good. Also, Javier Hernandez has picked up a virus, so he will join Wilshere in not coming to Goodison Park. However, on the lighter side of things, Manuel Lanzini has been snapped at what seems to be Rush Green, which is West Ham's training ground, and it seems like he's getting back into training slowly but surely, and he said during the week that he misses the team, he misses playing for West Ham, and he wants to get back as soon as possible. So obviously, this is big because he had a massive injury before the World Cup. It looked like he was going to be out for most of the season, but apparently he's only 3 months away from coming back to West Ham. However, I don't think we will beat Everton this week. I'm going to say that we're going to lose. I'm going to say 2-0 to Everton. So we will move on to the rest of the Premiership fixtures. The first one being at 12:30 on Saturday, Tottenham Hotspur against Liverpool, being played at Wembley Stadium. It was speculated that this was going to be the first game that was going to be played at the new White Hart Lane, but evident that isn't the case. Tottenham, they lost their edge. They lost their 100% record against Watford, losing 2-1, while Liverpool have maintained their 100% record. So I can see Liverpool coming away with this. I'm going to put them down for a 3-1 win. And next up, we have Bournemouth against Leicester City. Now, Bournemouth have had a fairly decent start to the season. 3 wins in their opening 3 games, including 2-1 win against West Ham, but recently they lost 2-0 against Chelsea, but they will hope to bounce back against the Leicester City side, which have also wanted to bounce back after a 2-1 defeat against Liverpool. I can see this one being a draw, and I'm going to put it down for 2-2. Now next up, again, we have another team that has got a 100% record in the Premier League this season, Chelsea taking on Cardiff. Now Chelsea are one of the 3 teams to have won all of their opening Premiership games, while Cardiff have, like West Ham, not managed to win, but have managed 2 points this Premier League season against Huddersfield and against Newcastle. I can't see this going any other way than a Chelsea win, so I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea. Now next up, we have Huddersfield against Crystal Palace. Now Huddersfield have, like Cardiff, not won this season, but have managed to get 2 points through 2 draws. While Crystal Palace come back from a 2-0 defeat against Southampton just before the international break. With this one, it can go either way. It could either be a big scoring game, or it can be a board draw. I'm going to go with the big win. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Huddersfield. Now next up, we have Manchester City against Fulham. Now Manchester City are trying to retain their Premier League title, while they've only drawn one game, they have won the rest and are sitting just outside of the top spot. Fulham, whereas, only have one win in their opening 4 Premiership games, so this can't really go any other way than a Manchester City win. I'm going to go 4-1 to Manchester City. And the final of the 3 o'clock games, Newcastle United against Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, just like West Ham, are going through a transitional period just like West Ham. But the difference is they're doing better than us. With 2 defeats and 2 wins, I can't really see this going any other way than an Arsenal win. And Newcastle have only got 1 point from their opening 4 games, which was a 0-0 draw against Cardiff. But I can't really see this going any other way than an Arsenal win, so I'm going to go with 3-1 to Arsenal. Now on to our final game on the Saturday, which is Watford against Manchester United at Vicarage Road at 5:30 p.m. Watford have had a sublime start to the season, winning 4 out of 4 games, while Manchester United have got 2 wins and 2 defeats. But I think Watford will lose their 100% record this weekend. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Manchester United win. Now on to our final game of the weekend, which is Wolves against Burnley at 1:30 at the Molineux. Wolverhampton Wanderers come back from a 1-0 win against West Ham, which was very, very gutting for me as a West Ham fan. Burnley no longer have to deal with the burden of the Europa League after being knocked out by Olympiacos at the Turf Moor, but I think Burnley will want to bounce back and want to show their fans something, considering they won't have European football this season. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 Burnley win. And finally, the last game of Matchday 5, which is Southampton against Brighton. Now we have got a South Coast derby on our hands. Now Southampton have had 1 win out of their last 4 games, drawing the other and losing the other 2. While Brighton, their only win coming against Manchester United in the 2nd game of the season. I can see this being a feisty affair. I think it's going to be a very passionate game. I think it's going to be a game where there's going to be a bit of drama. So I'm going to put it down for a 2-2 draw. So those were my predictions for match day 5 of the Premiership. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. See what you think of the Premier League games this weekend. Also, I would like to give a massive thank you for how much the last video just banged. Like, it's my most viewed video on the channel. I just saw it blew up, and it was a bit mad to see those numbers, considering I barely get over 250 views on a video. So yeah, also we have just surpassed 100 subscribers, so thank you for that. So yeah, I think that's about it. I will be doing a review after the weekend, obviously, see if my predictions were right, where I went wrong. But yeah, hopefully I'm right in some of them, and hopefully West Ham don't lose. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.